Donald Trump did not really have very good showings in Iowa, where he got half of 100,000 people, and New Hampshire, he got a little over 100,000 people, but 186,000 additional Republicans did not show up at all to support him. And George Santos was there, which, definitely sends a message to most voters that you really are respecting law and order, considering you had, what, 4 or 5 different personalities or identifications or any of those things that go along there. And at the same time, he's also threatened Nikki Haley if she doesn't, leave the race. And Nikki Haley would be ungodly stupid to leave the race. Donald Trump is less than 40 days away from the first bits of the trial in, wait for it, the RICO case in Georgia. And that's where Kenneth Chesebro and Mark Meadows are going to be talking about all of his crimes and misdemeanors. Which means that he is going to be knee deep in the poo poo. Not to mention, that's going to be on C SPAN. So, all of his plans, all of his organization, all the nonsense they're doing now, like Marjorie Taylor Greene is talking about these aren't real votes on this election. It's not representative. They're trying to start the bull crap already that the votes are, what we see with our own eyes is lying to us. It's not. Donald Trump is being rejected by the American people because he's a problem. Donald Trump can't help himself. He likes to brag about things he's gotten accomplished, even if they're bad things, like Roe. Getting Roe overturned, he brought it up at the meeting in Iowa. He said prior to that women have to be penalized for abortion. There has to be a penalty, and the GOP is running along with that. Well, 70% of Americans don't feel the same way. How did the special election work out in Ohio? How did the special election work out in Virginia? How did the special election work out in Kentucky? How did the special election work out in Pennsylvania? Those were all Democratic wins. The only loss we had was Mississippi, or was it Alabama? In my mind, they're the same fucking state anyway, who did voter suppression. I know you're shocked that the Republicans would do voter suppression. In my state, 1.2 million people have been taken off the rolls. Over 700,000 of them are Democrats. Ron DeSantis does not want ballot issue number 1, which is going to be abortion in my state, because you can see in Virginia, in Ohio, in Pennsylvania, and Kentucky, in fact, in the 7 special elections since the Dobbs decision, abortion rights have won each time. And that's fantastic. I'm sorry that women have gone into this and they're getting unbelievably hurt and killed. But too many people were unwilling to see the absolute control that the GOP wanted to have on women. So women are dying. Women are losing their ability to have children, and the GOP doesn't care because according to the Seven Mountain Mandate and evangelical Christians, women should just be there to be barefoot and pregnant and do exactly what the man says. I live in America where only a third are evangelical Christians, and the rest of us say, no one is telling my daughter what to do. No one's telling my girlfriend what to do. No one's telling my ex-wife what to do. Fuck you. It's their body, it's their choice. And it should be a decision between a doctor, the woman, and maybe another doctor if there's a problem. Because, medical advice is important and should not be taken from people who could not read the Bible or are not capable of reading the statutes in their own states. We need to make sure that we have a blue wave of epic proportions. All 435 congressmen and women are up for re-election. In order to control the House, you have to have at least 220 seats. I would like more than that. I'd like a 300-seat margin. We need to explain to the Republican Party that they are no longer in control. We need to make sure that women's rights of equality are in an amendment. And there's an amendment called the Equal Rights Amendment to do that. That needs to be signed. We need to lasso these state governments away from these GOP supermajorities. I am hoping that women vote in the middle of our country for their own preservation. Because if not, those of us on the East Coast and West Coast can't help you. unless we move to Missouri, and I'm not moving to Missouri. The GOP is running in many local municipalities unopposed. Ohio, Missouri, Kansas, and those are free seats. Take advantage of the opportunity now. You can still get in. Make them work. Make them explain their horrible policies, not feeding children, women dying, not accepting additional money for food for children over the summer. Make them run against that shit. When you have to run against that shit, you lose. Look what happened to all of Donald Trump's picks in the 2022 election. They sucked just like him, and most of them lost. The 22 election was before the Dobbs decision. And after that decision, the Republican Party has been taken in the ass, and I'm happy about it. I would like a big old blue whale-sized cock right in their ass. It's about 10 feet of cock. That's what we need to do. We need a blue wave of gargantuan proportions. We need a tsunami. And it's not just the federal level. Most importantly, we need it at the local and state levels. Get involved in your local politics. Don't allow the Moms for Tyranny to decide whether or not 1,600 books can be banned in the state of Florida, including the dictionary. And it's 5 fucking people that have done over 200 each. The things that I want to do to those people is illegal in so many states, but it would be perfectly acceptable during the Spanish Inquisition. I'm thinking an Iron Maiden and a flame. Put them bitches in there and let them scream. I'm so tired of this. Mein Kampf is not barred in Florida, but the book about the 2 penguins watching the egg is. You think, in your head, which one is a greater danger to society? The struggle from the man with the mustache who led to the Second World War, or a book about nature trying to take care of children? Vote true and vote blue. Our democracy is dependent on you.